Hey guys, and welcome to my patch notes review for the Ladybug Invaders edition. I am starting out in the welcome screen because you can tell that it is different. You probably have noticed that when you first logged in. We will get into it a little later because they do mention it a little bit, but yeah, I think it is for a better UI because you can tell add their little promotions to the right side instead of the whole thing in the middle being taken up by this one picture. Or it was a little different, but you get what I mean. It gives them more room to add more stuff. So let's get right into the patch. So there is a new costume pack, the Shadow's Eve pack, right here. It is a little early. They only gave it 2 weeks from the previous pack, but can't blame them for trying to get some money in a dying game, right? But here is the new costume Night Owl for the Fey Trickster, the Mecha Dracolite for the Dracolite, obviously, and this is actually a pretty cool costume because, as you can tell, it is the only costume that actually changes the familiar. He is like riding in a spaceship or something. So I actually really like this costume because of the familiar. So that was a cool one. Sakura Sage, the new Ice Age costume. Shipyard Scavenger, the new Pirate Captain. Comic Hero and Magic Man for the Boom Ranger. Funeral Pharaoh for the Tomb Raiser, and Monkey King for the Lunar Lancer. Those are all the new costumes, single, if you don't want to buy the $20 pack. Moving on, game updates. Alright, so let's go back into the welcome screen. So, Revenge of the Ladybugs. The Ladybug invasion is active. Avram is shivering in his boots right about now. So, triple the invasions with new Ladybug invaders and unique drops. And this is basically a promotional event, and it lasts up until next week, which is the next patch on the 14th. So these are available for 1 week. They have unique drops. We'll get into them a little later, though, because they kind of like ordered this patch notes a little awkward to where they split up the something that was in the same category. But again, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. So triple adventure boxes week has been extended. It will now run all this week as well. So as you can tell right here, again, October 6th to the 13th, which means the 14th is a new patch. If you want to know my opinion on this, just watch my last video because, yeah, you can tell that I dislike this update. And, yeah, GG, anyone that has played in the last 8 months, I guess, your amounts mean nothing to you. So let's just move on. The welcome screen has a fancy new look. Again, I went over, I think it's just so that way they can add a little bit more promotional stuff to the main welcome screen. 2 unique helmets, the Ladylike Bug Butte, I think that's how you say it, and the Shadow Ladylike Bug Butte, and a unique set of Ladybug wing drops from the Ladybug Invaders. So, again, you only have a week to do this, so you might as well get on it now. These are the Ladybug wings. They're worth 100 mastery points, so if you're above master rank 100, that is a whole level in just these one wings, so make sure you get them. There is also the styles, the new helmets, which are in event. Right here, Shadow Bug Butte and the Ladylike Bug Butte. Obviously, I don't have them because the patch just went live, and I am just logging in to do this patch notes review, so I don't have them to show you guys, but this is what they look like in the styles. If you want to search for them, they are in event. So moving on, adding items to your inventory will now add them to an existing stack first, even if that stack is in a bag that is not currently being shown. So, this is kind of like a love-hate relationship I'm beginning to think, because every time I say something about something in a video, the next patch, it kind of fixes it. So, I'm gonna give you the example right here. So, let's say let's put like 2,975. Random number. There we go. Put that in there. So that leaves me with 7,024 to make a full stack. So let's... Whoops, sorry, I hit my mic. Let's actually split this stack as well. Let's just go, 215 or 2456. There we go. Let's put that in my inventory. Alright. Let's move on. So, let's say I have 4,568 and then 2,975. And I wanted to make it a full stack. I would have to calculate, how much is between these two if I added them and 9,999. And obviously, a lot of people don't like to calculate just to make a full stack of an item. So, like I said in my last video, right click. There we go. It stacks. Now it's up to 9,999. So, thank you guys. This has I mentioned how the game has been out for a year now, and they still haven't added a stacking function, so I am glad that they actually added the stacking function right after I said that. If you watch my previous patch note videos, it seems like it's a reoccurring thing, so I'm glad that things are being taken into consideration. But moving on, obviously I really enjoy that because that is a very, 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 very needed function if you don't want to annoy your players on purpose. So change custom chat channel 4 color to be more readable. So if I press enter recipe, you can see the 4 recipe. It is a little lighter now. It used to be dark purple, now it's light purple. Kind of like a magenta, but it's not quite there. It's still straight up purple, it's just lighter. I guess it's easier to read. Obviously, they wouldn't be putting this in the game if people weren't complaining about it, so this is going to be good for the people that didn't like the dark purple. Added UI scale to settings, so let's go into that. It is in miscellaneous, and I personally am going to leave it at 1 because you want a minimalistic, or as little of a UI as possible when you play an MMO-ish type game. But if we can go to 1.5, you can see that it gets a lot bigger. I guess that's for the people that really can't see their monitor too well. You can, of course, just go up by like 1.1, 1.05, and do it little by little. You don't have to go straight up to like 1.5, which is almost double, or is half of the normal UI on top of the normal UI scale. So that is for the people that I guess can't see their screen too well. Let's just move on to the bug fixes. Fix some instances where people could get into custom chat channels named world or global. I personally don't know what that means. Let me invite this guy to the club while he's asking. Again, I don't 100% know what that means, but yeah, I've never ran into that, so I can't really comment. Fix a bug which rarely caused common items to drop from U5 worlds. So I did run into that on my live stream on Saturday. I was doing a U5 challenge, and I got a normal, the starter weapon for the Lunar Lancer, and I thought it was pretty weird, but I guess it was a bug, so I'm glad they fixed that because those don't vendor for anything. I think it's like 1 flux or something. Something useless. Fix a bug on Daughter of the Moon that could prevent her from aggroing on players. So, right away, that sounds very, very, very abusable, so I'm glad that they hopefully fix that. I'll get into that in a second, but, yeah, that sounds like an extremely abusable bug. I hope they see, like, my Weeping Prophet guide and, or they just hear it from somebody and notice that the Weeping Prophet is kind of useless as well because you can literally stand in a corner and he can't cast anything. So hopefully that's next week or something. But I'm glad the Daughter of the Moon was fixed. I never got to do that, but that is a very abusable bug. So last thing, settings, fix resolution drop-down being initially disabled if you're already in full screen. So if you if you launch the game, I'm talking a little too fast now. I'll slow down. If you launch the game in full screen mode, this would be blank until you went to windowed and then back to full screen. It would be blank, and you couldn't see like your hertz. If anyone's wondering, I'm on my second monitor to do the patch notes videos because I need my main monitor showing me my patch notes. So that's why it's not 144 right now. But yeah, it means once you first log in, you will get this automatically. It won't be blank, and you have to do the whole windowed bar list and then back if you want to see that. So that is all the patch notes for this week. Again, always keep in mind that if it says bug fixed, that usually means that it's not fixed until about a month later. Just keep that in mind because last week's bug patch, or bug fixes in the last patch from last week, all of those are still in the game. I just want it to be forewarned. I do this at the end of all my patch notes videos. If it says bug fix, that usually means it's still in the game until they say, okay, we fixed this bug finally for the last time, which usually comes about a month later. So keep that in mind. So the Daughter of the Moon abuse bug may still be in the game, but, it could be actually fixed this time. Nobody knows until they run into it again. But that is actually going to be it for this video. Remember, if you guys need help with anything and you want me to make a guide about it, leave in the comments below. Also, if we could get 25 likes on this video, let's let you guys like these patch notes videos and you want to see more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you